Hello everyone and welcome home to another Tom's video. So today we're going to be taking a look at High Noon deck in Timeless format. So I've been meaning to try something like this out in Timeless format, and now I have a little bit more incentive to do so because there's a little bit more difference between the historic version versus the Timeless version, because now we got a little bit more cards. So what's really disgusting about this deck is the fact that Chrome Mox is available in Timeless format, which means you can get the High Noon out on turn 1. That is absolutely nightmarish because opponent gets one turn. Opponent gets one measly turn, and all of a sudden, everything that they play, you can reprieve, you can reband. They become basically a better counter spell because you don't really care about how many cards opponent has in their hand because they get only one card per turn, and you also draw a card when you use a counter spell. And what's really nice also is that starting from turn 2, if you do get the High Noon out on turn 1, you also get access to all of your 3-mana cards on turn 2, and we have Archon of Lemuria, Aven Interrupter, Spell Queller, and Teferi. So that's already two differences compared to historic format. We already have Chrome Moxes and 3-mana Teferi, and what's really insane about the Teferi in this deck is, well, as you'd expect, if you go turn 1 High Noon into turn 2 Teferi, even if opponent puts down a Show and Tell, not only can they not play anything that turn the moment they Show and Tell, but the Teferi can just bounce it on your turn, and they can't do anything about it because Teferi says you can't do that. And another difference here compared to historic is that we get access to Tamiyo and Brainstorm. And not only that, something that pairs up really nicely with the fetch lands is going to be our Hydroponics Architect, which isn't playable in historic format since there's no fetch lands. So we got quite a few differences, I would say, compared to historic format. And we also get access to Strip Mines, which I don't know if I like it too much. The deck is a little bit color intensive. Maybe we want to go down on Strip Mine. I'll take it for a spin to see how it goes, and then if the 3 copies of Strip Mine is a little bit too much, we can potentially have like Mystic Sanctuary or even another land. So hence I'm gonna be hopping over to some Thomas Source of 3 to show you guys what the deck does. So let's hop on over. Okay, we have a High Noon. We don't have a Chrome Mox for the turn 1 High Noon though. So that's a little bit of a shame, but it's a pretty strong hand nonetheless, I would say. Double High Noon. Double High Noon. I want to play the planes there because I wasn't really comfortable like shocking this in. Huh, so we got... Oh, okay, so this is Show and Tell. Opponent's playing Show and Tell here. Show and Tell. Show and Tell. Ooh, Teferi. I'll take that. I'm trying to play double High Noon potentially to bypass opponents like counter spell. It does seem like they do have a counter spell, so we'll see. Okay, it sticks. Wow. End the turn. End the turn. Another Strip Mine. We are Brainstorm locked, unfortunately. Unfortunate. Guess we'll start deploying our 3 drops. It also sticks. Rakshasa's Bargain. Mystic Sanctuary, huh? There it is. All right. So 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll play Teferi. So that's going to be their entire turn. Plus.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
Do we really need to do anything? Let's be real. Okay, so that's their entire turn. Sure. So we saw double mana drains.
Trust me, I have a plan.
Play the hydroponics. I don't know how opponent wins. Like, how does my opponent win? Right? Sure. It is interesting that they are playing Drown in the Lock, though.
That's more like it.
There it is. This is the card that I was kind of looking for. So what's really interesting about the Spell Queller plus like Teferi, for example, is even if you bounce the Spell Queller, they can't cast this because of a High Noon or Archon. So you can keep using this over and over again. Alright. Interesting deck opponents playing. They're playing a Show and Tell list with Drown in the Lock, which is not something that you see often. Let's play Lavinia and Disruptor Flute. And we're gonna get rid of maybe Tamio. Tamio and Remand, I believe. Actually, no. Instead of a Remand... Oh, yeah, swords. What am I saying? What am I saying? Almost forgot about that. Okay, there is that High Noon. Like, in this spot, like, if we had a turn 1 Chrome Mox into High Noon there, we probably would have won. Right? Lavinia. We got Brainstorm locked again. Unfortunate. I guess because we have double High Noon, we can do this. Okay, let's see what they put out. It was Omniscience. I feel like I need to hold up Remand. Right? Where's the Plowshare? I mean... They can just do it again. But I am currently looking for a land, so... I feel like I probably need to do this, because I need to draw land. But if this sword lands here, then on my upkeep, they can get rid of High Noon or Lavinia. Ah, that's so unfortunate. We didn't get a land. We didn't get a land here. Kind of a yikes, actually. Kind of a yikes. Consult the charts. Wow. Oh, please give me a land. Help my soul. Help me here. Oh, thank God. That was beautiful. Very nice. So I think it should be smooth sailing from here. I'm not gonna lie. Well, we do need to kind of draw lands, but, you know. You know. So that's gonna be their entire turn. Let's go with the Spell Queller. I think we want to use the Aven Interrupter on uncounterable things. Nice. We just want to see a lot of lands. When the evil defeats evil. When the evil defeats evil. Why didn't they kick this, by the way? They can't cast anything. They could have kicked it. Or did they kick it? Yeah, I'm just blind. What's an Omniscience, am I right? What's an Omniscience? Right, we got a High Noon. I really wish I could go first or with the Chrome Mox with a High Noon just once this session. Otherwise, a fantastic hand. Fatal Push. Yep. Will we see, So I don't know what my opponent's playing. But I'm just going to pass like this. Maybe I should have high nooned. I don't know. Is this show and tell? Deathray Shaman. Deathray Shaman. Interesting. We'll play out the high noon. I guess they're just playing Sultai, right? They're just playing Sultai. I'm surprised that the high noon landed though. The resolved Orcish Bowmaster is a little bit annoying, I will say. But it's definitely nothing we can't beat. We do need a swords though. We do need a swords. Archon. Not a bad card. Good blocker. Interesting. Oh, wow. It's a subtlety. Okay, maybe we can't beat that. They have too many flash creatures. Okay, so rest in peace. Divine Purge. Is Divine Purge even good? I feel like it's not. Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe we'll go something like this. I mean, this time around, we do have Chrome Mox and a Swords, so maybe. Land we shall take. Gotta get rid of that instantly. I was kind of hoping like a 2-mana card comes out here, and it did, which is pretty nice. Very, very nice. A Tomio? Tomio. That is a good one. That is a good one.
I've read nearly the entire library.
Okay, let's fetch immediately. Oh, we got a strip mine. Interesting. I'm not sure if I can strip mine here because oh, we only have double white anyways. So yeah, maybe we just destroy this. Just call it a day. Because we can't play, even if we have 5 mana, we can't play both of these, right? Maybe I just tempo them out. Play another Aven Interrupter. I think that's a good idea. Ooh, we got a high noon. So I have a feeling they might have... Oh, interesting. Okay, so that kind of works out. Yeah, definitely works out in my favor, I think. You know, Brainstorm is actually kind of awkward in this deck because of a high noon. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I mean, it's only awkward versus this kind of deck. You know? Yeah, I would say it's a little bit awkward only against like this kind of deck. Maybe a Bowmaster is coming out. Do we care about a Bowmaster at this point, by the way? Like, how much do we care about a Bowmaster? Maybe we just need to draw a fetch land and we win the game. You know? Hey, Psychic Frog. Okay, looks like we're going to game 2. A game 3. All right. Let's go to game 3. Abrupt Decay, yup. This car is so good. Yeah, Reprieve and even Interrupter is just so good against those kind of cards. I do wonder, do I want Disruptor Flute against like Psychic Frog and Oko. Like, especially I'm going second now. Maybe this is a card that I want to consider. They even play Mystic Sanctuary, so... Rest in Peace is going to be really good. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to cut a copy of a Brainstorm and a copy of a Tamio. It's a bit awkward in this kind of match where they just have a lot of instant speed removals. Okay, this hand is really good. Besides the tap land, that is.
Oh, I stayed up too late reading. Again.
Okay, so we got that. Seems like they have a Subtlety or Flare of Denial. If they have a Subtlety, it's very, very bad news for me. It's a very bad news because if I play the Teferi, they can basically say no. Short. Let's see. Do I want to strip mine? Do I want to strip mine? That is a question. I think I don't. Because I want to Soars and then Brainstorm. Oh, wow. They just went straight into Oko. Wow. I mean, that's really good for me. So, Oko down. Oko down. I mean, to be fair, I have 4 Reprieves and Remands and 2 Disruptor Flutes, so...
The brambles of truth twirl and curl.
Wait, why didn't I shuffle Chrome Mox away? Whoops. That's my bad. That's my bad. See what happens. I knew they had a Subtlety. So, they had double Subtlety, okay. The Deathray Shaman and the Psychic Frog. Okay, let's get rid of opponent's Blue Source. In case they draw a Spell Pierce, that is. We'll get rid of a Psychic Frog.
Show remorse, I'll show respect. Oh, I've done the
No! My hand is so bad. My hand is so bad. Okay, never mind. My hand is so good. My hand all of a sudden... Okay, stop drawing me chrome boxes at the moment. You're only good at the very start. Come on.
I've read nearly
Let's
the
try this.
entire library.
Yeah, I'm gonna block. I am going to spell color that. So I think I still have to attack the Oko, right? Because of they play Abrupt Decays, things like that. Okay, Reprieve is a really good one.
Here goes nothing. So it's a game you're interested in.
Yeah, you don't want to attack with a Deathray Shaman when I could have more like Flash Flyers. I mean, so far so good. So far so good. A Bowmaster. Probably have to do this. One Bowmaster is okay because I can just bounce this and then draw and they can't do anything. I just need to plus this a little bit more.
I've got
So what's really nice is Oko is dead, but they have a Deathray Shaman. And they have a better board.
meet again. Or not.
They're gonna transform the Tamio, right? So I think I actually have to get rid of their land. So that the Deathray Shaman has to use... So we have a 1 prismatic ending. I feel like they might actually take over the game if I don't draw removal. Right? This is pretty bad. Yeah, I would say this is pretty bad. I need more creatures, removals, things like that.
Defenseless.
Here we go.
There we go.
Do you mind?
I might draw just to even interrupt her. So I can start poking the Tamio. I do need a way to get rid of that Deathray Shaman though, as well. Not too good. Yeah, looks like I do have to probably even interrupt her here. But if I even interrupt her, they can attack with the Orc Army token. Which in itself is not good either. And the Treasure Cruise can be just used instantly. I feel like I let this happen. Yeah, without the high noons, these remands and reprieves are not as good. They're going to Thoughtseize.
Respect the library.
I need a removal spell.
Enough.
I do need a removal spell. There we go. Oh, thank God. So I think Tamio is probably the most threatening card. Yeah, I feel like Tamio is probably the most threatening card. Or is it Bowmaster? Because the fact that the Tamio exists, I don't know. To be fair, their entire board is kind of threatening. I'm not gonna lie. Their entire board is kind of threatening. This is bad. What a misery.
But I thought knowledge was power.
It's gonna be a pretty close game. I basically need a removal spell for these two. These as well. I guess I can bounce one this turn. So next turn I take less damage. Dealing 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm dealing 5 damage here. But then I have to bounce the Orcish Bowmaster. This is rough. Okay, Remand is a very good card. Remand is a very good card. The problem is... So Watery Grave, Watery Grave. 3. So I'm not sure if they play another Watery Grave here. If they do, I need to bounce the Deathray Shaman, right? But if I bounce Deathray Shaman... Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But then if they trigger the Deathray Shaman here... They have to shock. So they die. And I take 2 damage. 4, 6. I block the token. So I have to bounce the Orcish Bowmaster here. Oh my god. Oh my god, this game is crazy. This game is crazy. So they can't fetch a shock land, otherwise they die. So they have to do this. I go to 6. This is gonna be so close. Oh my god. This is actually gonna be so close. So Bowmaster comes out. I need to find basically Reprieve, Remand, Spellcaller, even Interrupter. And we found none of that. Oh man. Oh man. No! No! Tamio?
Oh, how am I supposed to focus on only?
Do they have a
one
brainstorm
object?
in hand? Oh my god. We are so close. Why did I draw another Chrome Mox? I shuffled this away so many times. Is that it? Did we do it? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, turn 1 high noon. No way. And I'm going first. The dream? The dream? Now we just need to draw land and we win. Yeah, we just need to draw land and we win here. Blood Crypt? Come on, land. Land me, land me, land me. Okay, no lands, but acceptable. Nice. I'll take a reprieve. I think we don't care about this card. I think we just let this go. Okay, I mean, if that's all you're gonna play, sure. Orcish Bowmaster. That's pretty good. Oh, thank God. So I believe opponent is going to try to just play Orcish Bowmaster this turn. And I think that's fine. That's fine. It would be strange for them not to play the Orcish Bowmaster here. Okay. It's kind of annoying. Them to be playing Witherbloom Command there. Yeah, despite the high noon that we got, because we missed a land drop, it's not going so well. Perfect. That's really good. I could just run out the Archon. What is the worst thing that could happen? The removal spell? I think that would happen no matter what, so I'll just play this. The Bowmaster is definitely annoying though. Amp the Raptor. Nice, we found another land. Seems like this card that they have is a Fatal Push. It's a bubble. I feel like they messed up. Because this Wooded Foothill doesn't grab a swamp, right? So the Archon would make it come in tapped if they fetch the Blood Crypt. Wait, they're fetching now. Does that mean they don't have Fatal Push? I don't think we can lose from this spot, by the way. I just don't think it's possible. Unless it's a Lightning Bolt. And then this turn we play Spell Queller, Spell Queller. At the end of the turn, I'll just play a Spell Queller. It does just kind of depend on how many, like, removal spells they have in hand. Right? Maybe last turn, I should have just played the Archon. I think I should have played the Archon last turn. Okay, another blocker's fantastic. So we just need like more even interrupters. Swords of Plowshare. Things like that. Molten Collapse. So what can they get? Mishra's Bauble. Mishra's Bauble. Definitely not in a good spot. A lot of removals coming out from opponent there. So I need to draw another land or a removal spell. Let me see what I'm gonna get. Even Interrupter. So I'll just Spell Queller here. I'm in a little bit of a pickle though, I will say. I'm at 4. I need a removal spell really bad right now. So opponent got a fatal push. Feels bad, man. Chrome Mox. Not good enough. Seems like they want to push for damage. They might just go all in here, potentially. I mean, what is Loris gonna do? Like, it's not like Loris does much, honestly. Thinking about it. Like, even if you resolve with Loris, you can only play 1 card per turn. It's not like too big of a deal. I just need a source to get rid of a a Bowmaster or something, or a Teferi. Teferi would be actually kind of nice. Witherbloom Command. Hmm. So we did get a reprieve, but that doesn't do anything, right? I need a removal spell. I just need a removal spell at the moment.
Down on the surface.
Okay, I think that's game over. The amount of removal spells they played work was actually kind of absurd. I'm not gonna lie. That was kind of crazy. That was it a turn 1 high noon that we lost with? I mean, to be fair, I think this Orcish Bowmaster didn't do anything. So that probably didn't change anything. Do I want Rest in Peace, by the way? I don't know. I might just take out all the brainstorms. I don't know. They have so many removal spells that I think Teferi is necessary. Okay, we got High Noon again. We have a High Noon again. I do wonder what is better, a Source or a Reprieve? I think I'm gonna go with the Swords. Yeah, that right Shaman is fine. I believe. Just get rid of that. Okay, I will probably Source here. Yeah, I'll probably Source this. Although Bowmaster is so annoying though. I don't know. They're kind of both annoying. Deathray Shaman and Bowmaster. They're both annoying. Teferi here would be actually insane, by the way. Oh. Do we care about this? I don't think we do. I'm so glad they didn't let me draw first into surgical. Like, this is a giga stab in the dark, by the way. I genuinely don't know what this play is. That was crazy what they did. They just went down on the card for free. Oh, we got a Teferi. We got a Teferi. Yeah, I don't know why they went for stab in the dark like that.
I can no longer stand by and watch. I've got it.
All right.
This might be a bad idea.
So opponent might try to go for like Molten Collapse. Haywire? Haywire. So this is a Lightning Bolt, I'm assuming. Yeah, I have a feeling this is a Lightning Bolt. We are a little bit of a flooding though.
I've got time.
Do we care about this? Like, what is this gonna do? I feel like we don't care about this at all.
That's more like it.
Inquisition. Let's grab that. So we do have 2 brainstorms, so we should probably leave it.
Let's try this.
I guess attacking doesn't make sense since Teferi's gonna lose loyalty. Lightning Bolt. I think we remand this. Okay. I mean, they must be playing Ren and 6, right? Do we want this? I feel like I'll just have 1 copy of Rest in Peace. And that's it. So we have a High Noon start again, which is pretty nice. This time it's probably gonna get discarded because we're going second this time. Oh, never mind. Pleasantly surprised. Pleasantly surprised. How do we have this exact same start 3 games in a row? Doesn't make any sense. It's actually kind of crazy. Okay, so that is their turn. Unfortunately, it is a strip mine, so I'm not gonna be able to play my 3-mana card next turn. Big sad. What? Really? Huh. Okay. I'm actually quite surprised what happened. But I'll take it. I guess they don't have any lands in hand. So this means that they don't have any lands in hand other than Strip Mine.
Done the hero thing before.
Like so. They got another Surveil land. This time around, they might use the Strip Mine because now they have a double color. Okay, that's not a good news. That is indeed not a good news.
This might be a bad idea.
So I do think potentially maybe I should have played the Archon. But I kind of wanted to use Remand. I don't know. I should have maybe played the Archon there. I think that was a mistake, not playing the Archon. Nice. Okay, GG's. Okay, so I played 4 games of 5 games with the deck. We went 4-1. We beat 2 Show and Tells. Obviously, this deck with 4 copies of High Noons and 2 copies of Archon, Show and Tell matchup is gonna be easy peasy. However, other 3 games that I played, every game we were in fear of an Orcish Bowmaster. There's so many Orcish Bowmasters in the format because it's just so good right now. Every deck is trying to draw, even like white decks, right? Every deck is just, they have 1 ring, Dark Ritual into 1 ring, even like Golgari, Jund, right? The card is insane right now. So it kind of gets around High Noon very well, which is kind of the problem with the deck. We are playing 4 copies of Swords of Plowshare, but obviously, you know, having 4 copies of removal spell isn't always going to work out when opponent has other creatures plus Orcish Bowmasters. So you really have to kind of snowball from a High Noon or Archon. So that's my number 1 beef with the deck. Other beef that I have is that the Brainstorm actually doesn't work very well if opponent is also playing a lot of instant speed spells, because what ends up happening is you play a Brainstorm on your turn, but you have something like an Archon or High Noon down, then they can flash in an Orcish Bowmaster. So that's a really bad incentive to have in the deck, right? A Brainstorm. If opponent's not playing Orcish Bowmaster, even if they like use a removal spell on one of your creatures, it's fine. It's fine because that means you're leaving up like Aven Interrupters or, you know, Spell Quellers on opponent's turn instead, or Remand and Reprieve. So the Brainstorm becomes very awkward against those kind of matchups. I actually began to cut the Brainstorms altogether against Orcish Bowmaster decks because, like I said, the play pattern is very awkward because the Brainstorm kind of incentivizes you to play on your turn. Same with the Chrome Mox as well. It's incredibly powerful if you can set up the Chrome Mox on turn 1, but the longer the game goes, the Chrome Mox becomes worse and worse. I mean, that's kind of given, but it's especially true in this deck in particular because of High Noon and Archon of Emeria. Because that means if you play the Chrome Mox on your turn as your land base, that means you're giving up a card to play that turn because Chrome Mox is a non-creature spell. So even though it's like incredibly powerful, you know, to have the High Noon out on turn 1. It is the most annoying thing ever for your opponent. But like I said, the longer the game goes, it kind of becomes bad. You can kind of shuffle these away with the Brainstorm, which is really good. But like I said, Brainstorm already doesn't kind of pair up very well with the High Noon in the first place. And at the same time, what's even worse is that, hey, you could just use the Brainstorm on opponent's end step, right? Problem with that is our deck relies on High Noon and Archon, right? Which means we're playing things like Reprieve, Remand, even Interrupter, which puts cards back into their hand or to exile. So opponent's not running out of cards, especially with High Noon. They have a lot of cards to play, so they're gonna play out the best card every single turn. So if that's the case, when are you gonna have time to play a Brainstorm, right? So even though the Reprieves, Remand are extremely good with High Noon and Archon, because it basically becomes a counter spell because they can't play any card after you use it. So it becomes really, really powerful, but it does have some like downsides with Brainstorm and Chrome Moxes. And that's where Teferi comes in, right? This is a card that kind of solves this problem because now if you resolve a Teferi, you don't have to worry about opponent playing spells on your turn, which means you can easily play out a Brainstorm without having to worry about it. So, I kind of want to go up on Teferi. Maybe I want to go down on Tamiyo. Originally, the Tamiyo, you know, you can transform with the Brainstorm, grab back, you know, reprieve and remand, things like that. So that was kind of the plan with the Tamiyo. But I feel like the Teferi might be a little bit more necessary because of that awkwardness with the Brainstorm paired up with the High Noon and Archon. So that's my 2 cents for the deck. You might want to go down on another copy of a Strip Mine, by the way. I did get land screwed once by drawing 3 copies of Strip Mine. Potentially, instead of a Strip Mine, because we play Chrome Mox, you could play something like this. You could play a Stingative Stupor. I kind of like the idea of having a Stingative Stupor instead of Strip Mine. So yeah, kind of a bizarre deck today. Again, like I said, the ladder reset. I'm experimenting a lot of decks at the moment, so yeah, that is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye bye.